Osborne, one of the Social Security attorneys here at Ginarte, O'Dwyer, González, and Winograd. Today I'm going to be talking about major dysfunction of a joint. I've talked about the listings in the past, and one of the listings, which is a category of impairment that pretty much automatically qualifies you for Social Security disability, is major dysfunction of a joint. Major dysfunction of a joint involves problems with either one leg or both upper extremities, both arms, both hands, both wrists. Usually you have to have, in order to meet these listings, you have to have a gross anatomical deformity. What does that mean? It generally means something such as stiffness or instability, basically a severe inability to use the joint. Additionally, the impairment has to cause chronic joint pain and stiffness with signs of limitation of motion or other abnormal motion of the affected joints. In addition to that, the person has to have findings on medically acceptable imaging, such as an MRI or an X-ray, that shows the deformity itself. The dysfunction of the joint also has to involve either, like I said, the legs or the arms or the upper body. Generally speaking, that means one leg or both arms, both hands, or both wrists. Now, in order to meet the listings for a problem with the leg, you have to have the inability to ambulate effectively. This is a concept that I've discussed in other blogs, and I'll elaborate on it a little bit more here. The inability to ambulate effectively is an extreme limitation in the ability to walk. You can't be capable of sustaining a reasonable walking pace over a sufficient distance to be able to carry out normal daily activities. For example, if you can't travel without assistance, you may not be able to ambulate effectively. Some examples of ineffective ambulation include the inability to walk without the use of a walker, two crutches, or two canes, or the inability to walk at a reasonable pace on rough or uneven surfaces. The other standard that applies in major dysfunction of a joint is the inability to perform gross or fine movements effectively. Now, this means that you have an extreme loss of function in both upper extremities, and the impairment has to interfere very seriously with your ability to start, continue, or complete activities on your own. Effective use of a person's upper extremities requires that the person have the ability to reach, push, pull, grasp, or finger on a sustained basis such that the person can actually carry out activities of daily living. So if you can't do that, then you may have the inability to perform fine and gross movements effectively. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about what I'm talking about here, please visit my blog at the Ginarte website. Thank you very much.